Welcome to the HomeBrew Podcast with your hosts, Kevin McDermott, Eric Alanese, and Chris Ruth, discussing movies, beer, and everything in between. Let's get weird.
All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 5 of the HomeBrew Podcast.
Welcome.
How's everybody doing tonight?
It's a Saturday. Everything's good.
It's great. Feeling good.
Yeah.
Feeling great.
Drinking this Monster Energy out of this little child's cup.
A child's pumpkin?
Yeah, a little pumpkin cup.
What are we drinking tonight? What beers are we drinking?
Oh. You picked them up, actually.
Oh yeah, I did. We are drinking the Carbach Weekend Warrior Pale Ale.
There it is.
I haven't tried it yet. I'm still trying to finish my
yeah.
Newcastle, but I'll get to it.
Carbach is proudly brewed in Texas, Houston.
Yeehaw.
This is just basically saying we're weekend warriors, like people who work on the weekends, apparently.
At 5.5% alcohol.
You see on the can, it says to-do list. One of the things says get wet.
Oh, yeah.
Check.
Catch the game, chill and grill. That's the to-do list.
Bro time.
Yeah. And that's what we're doing right now. We're getting wet.
Carbach.
Get wet.
Or die.
All right, I'm going to pop this shit open.
Get wet or die trying.
Ooh.
Ooh. What did Emily call that last time? Asmar?
Asthma. Yeah, asthma or something like that.
That's some Asmar sounds.
Yeah. This is a very IPA.
Oh, yeah. IPA-ness.
So we're talking about movies this week a little bit.
Oh, yeah. So this week's movie is going to be The Devil.
Inside
It's
my
not-
ass.
What is it called?
I keep
The
saying
Devil All the Time.
The
Devil all the time,
devil
yeah.
all the time.
The Devil All the Time. That's this week's movie, but
That was your pick, right?
yeah, pick it.
Hey, you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your nose.
But you can't pick your movies like that. And don't actually let me pick a movie after this one either.
Yeah.
I'll skip like the next two turns.
It was a little bit long.
Yeah.
It was a little long, yeah. That's what she's saying.
But we'll talk about that later. But
Yeah.
I think let's talk about some stuff we watched independently a little bit.
Okay.
Eric, what have you been watching lately?
Well, I've been watching tons of Japanese porn. It's really good. A lot of tentacles, a couple of squids,
I heard the storylines are always better.
especially when there's crabs
Yeah.
involved. I love it. No, but I saw this week a couple of movies. One of them I saw was called Rent-A-Pal. It's an IFC Midnight film.
Yeah.
Came out Tuesday. And they actually screened it at the theater here at Alamo, I believe. But it was pretty cool. I'm a big fan of IFC Midnight, AR-24 and all that. But I usually watch anything that comes out from IFC Midnight. And me and Ashley rented it the other night, and it was fucking pretty badass. It was it's about a guy who obviously has no friends, lives with his mom. He has to take care of her because she has like dementia, and so he's basically her caretaker. And because of that, he has no life. You know what I mean? He has no friends. Doesn't date anyone. But on top of that, he's just kind of an all-around weird guy. So that's kind of what the story's about. And it takes place in the 80s, so the movie's very 80s-esque. And I always admire any kind of films that are timepieces because you have to remember you got to get the lingo right, you got to get the wardrobe right, you got to get fucking the production design right, so it's a lot of work to do anything that's going to be like, oh, I want to do this from the 90s or the 80s, 70s, 60s. I always think it's I always give props to that because I'm like, dude, that had to have been so much work. But anyways, they did a really good job like making it 80s-esque, super 80s vibes. And anyways, so he's part of this he goes to this rental store. It's a VHS rental store where he rents out those dating tapes that he used to have back then, where he can like sit there and there's a camera and it's like, what's your name? Oh, my name's Rob. I like nice long walks on the beach, and I'm just looking for a girl to do this or that. Like I'm assuming they actually had those back in the day, because in the 80s I was only like 4 or 5 years old. But
like infomercials, right? They had like
yeah, they had those back then. Like, hey, come over here. Like,
I'm looking for a trendy girl with a simple smile. Wait, it says here. Oh, excuse me.
I don't know. What I'm not looking for is some big, overgrown monster that's always thinking about food. And
I remember Mad TV did like a whole skit about that, like where they did the, date a friend or whatever, or date a person.
It's like when you do those phone, like they had those old, like at like midnight, those phone calls, or they'd be like 1-800 and like talk to singles in your area or whatever. I still remember that because I did that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you actually called?
Yeah, me and my buddies, we were just like, we were like probably like 17, and the commercial was on. We were just like, dude, let's call, let's see what's up. Because my buddy Austin, he was just like, let's do it. And they make the commercial look like all like the girls just like, oh yeah, like I'm super hot and I'm super single and I'm in your area. And when we called, dude, this girl was just like, yo, what's up? Like she was like super, like I was like, whoa, yeah. She's like, I'm just looking for a good time, And I was like, oh shit, like she was.
You got some crack.
Yeah, dude.
I'm in your area.
But
she did not sound nice.
But I digress.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the guy's renting these movies, trying to date someone, and he ends up finding a tape in a bin over there that's called Rent-A-Pal. So he pops it in, and basically, it's like a videotape of a guy saying like, "Hey, how's it going? My name's Rob. I want to be your friend." And then there's like a pause, so the person can answer, and then he's like, "Oh, that's cool. That's a cool name." He's like, "Anyway, so." What did how's your life been? My life's so like the whole tape is like I don't know, like 2 hours long or whatever, but he asks questions and everything. There's like these pauses so the person can interact. But so that's where the story unfolds, is with this Rent-A-Pal thing kind of becomes a huge connection to this guy, and it becomes kind of, I guess, like a thriller,
Yeah.
I don't want to give away too much, but if you like the 80s timepieces, and if you're a fan of IFC Midnight, horror, whatever, I would definitely give it a shot. It's an awesome indie film. And to bring this up too, the night that I saw it, I made a story, a screen cap of one of the photos, or production design photos from the movie, and one of the actresses, I would say, I guess the main actress of the film, ended up reaching out to me and was like, "Oh, hey, thanks for sharing," or whatever. And I responded back to her, and I was like, "Oh, hey, yeah, everything was great, awesome, acting all around, awesome performances, this and that." And then the next day, I talked to Kevin about, "Hey, I wonder if we'd be able to get her on the podcast, because like these are indie actors, like so there's not a lot of, I would assume, not a lot of black tape that we'd have to go through to get her on the podcast. You know what I mean?"
Yeah.
So then I made a story the next day that was like, "Hey, maybe we'll get it on the podcast." And then like she saw the story, and then she liked a bunch of my photos. So I was like,
"Oh man,
ooh, that's rad."
Yeah. So I think that's something we would need to look into. We have to remember that a lot of these indie films, they're people just like us. Just trying to make film, make art. Be creative, and she was really cool. So
Yeah.
Dang, yeah, that'd be super cool.
that was Rent-A-Pal. I give it a 7 out of 10. Definitely a great movie to spend a Saturday night eating popcorn, drinking beer, and giving rim jobs.
oh my god." That's okay.
And on that note,
Right?
Kevin,
Oh man.
what are you watching?
So I binged the television series, the Netflix series. I think it's a Netflix original. It's that show You. I binged the first 2 seasons. There's only 2 seasons out right now, but I binged both of them like in 2 days because I don't know. And then I went back and started rewatching the first one too. I'm like, speaking of weirdos, that shows that dude. Oh man, it just makes me think. Like, I love the whole narration that he keeps doing the whole time. Like, I don't know. I think that's I don't know. That might be, I don't know. Story wise, I feel.
Do you know?
I don't know anything, but like I love the whole like you're seeing everything he does from his perspective, and it's like you catch yourself being like, am I really like sympathizing with a killer? Because he's narrating it and he's justifying it, and while you're watching the show from his perspective, you're like, oh, that does make sense. Yeah, it does make sense to kill him for that reason. Then you're like, at the end of the I don't want to give away too much, but like at the end of the first season, the girl's just like, you can't justify this and this and doing all this, and then you're like, oh my god, you can't, like what the hell, like this whole time, because then he starts realizing, oh yeah, like I fucked up this whole time, you know. And I don't know, I just think like the whole writing behind it. I think season 2 gets a little more cheesy, but the first season, I think it was really, like, I don't know, it gets really good. I feel, but just like the writing about like sympathizing with the killer, I feel.
Oof.
So he's like an anti-hero or something?
He kind of comes off as an anti-hero because he justifies like, oh, the reason I'm doing this is because of this, but it just comes down
like,
to him
like a Dexter kind of character?
kind of, and they kind of make fun of that in season 2. They kind of like say like, oh yeah, you're like a Dexter wannabe or something like that. I thought that was funny. But like in the first season, it's not even the first season, he makes it seem like when he's doing all his actions, it makes it seem like he's justifying it because he's justifying every reason. And you're like, okay, I guess that makes sense. Watching it from his perspective, because the entire show, like I said, is from his perspective. But in the end, he's just really obsessive and weird. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. So I watched.
I like how when I was saying like you're like sympathizing with the killer, I looked at Chris and he was just like, oh. Right? He's just like, Kevin. Kevin.
Have you seen the trailer for the new Batman? I don't know. Yeah, he looks like a killer.
Who? Batman?
Yeah. He's vengeance. See the way he beat the shit out of that guy in the trailer?
Yeah.
I am vengeance.
That has nothing to do with the show, you though.
Sympathizing for a killer.
Oh.
Motherfucker.
Well, you know, but like I was gonna say also, I read something one time and I totally agreed with it if you really think about it. But like, it said something about like the best story arcs are seeing the hero become the villain. And if you think about it, like, what's the best TV show ever made? Think about it right now. Say it.
Definitely not Breaking Bad.
It's Breaking Bad.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put the mic down now.
No, it's Breaking Bad.
Obviously, Game of Thrones. Oh.
Well, again, though, it comes down to seeing the hero become a villain. The entire story arc of that character's arc is the hero becoming a villain.
In Game of Thrones?
Yeah, Daenerys. Everyone fucking cheers for Daenerys, and in the very end, she becomes a villain. And the same thing with Walter White.
Yeah, I see that.
You know, he's a teacher. Everyone like sympathizes for him because he's going through all this stuff. You know, he wants to support his family, and then by the end, he's just like, you know what? I was just good at it.
That's a pretty good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Daenerys.
Say my name.
And that's like, I read something that said watching the hero become a villain is like the ultimate storyline to write. And I was like, man, I love that.
He's like, how can I do this?
Honestly, think about it though.
CC-70.
Exactly. Wait till next year.
I've already
Wait for
stolen
next year.
4 shots.
Yeah. Wait for next year because CC-70 is going to be exactly like that. But it's kind of the same thing with this. But instead of like the hero becoming the villain, you're watching this dude who's a villain the entire time, and you're just watching from his perspective. Like he makes himself seem like a hero.
Yeah, I got hooked on it.
Yeah.
I got hooked on it. Chrissy was watching it in the living room one night, and like she had an episode on, was playing it. It was the middle, not the middle, like the very beginning of season 2.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting down to watch it, and she was like, "You want me to start over?" I was like, "Nah, don't worry about it."
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch this.
Yeah, and then the next episode comes on, I watch it, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll sit down. Yeah, go and play the next one. Play the next one." And she's like, "We should go back and watch season 1." I was like, "No, just stop. Keep playing. Keep playing."
Keep playing them. Yeah.
So I watched like all of season 2, and I don't think I even went back and watched season 1, but it was really good when I watched it.
Dang.
I like season 1. Everyone I talked to, they were like season 2 is way better, but I think I prefer season 1. It might be because it was based in New York.
I can't watch something if I haven't seen the previous stuff. I don't
No?
know. Yeah.
This was a fluke. Like I literally sat down. I was like, I'm not really going to be into this. And then I kind of was like, I caught onto it and just got drawn in.
I feel like that was me with Vikings too. Like I sat down, like someone was like, "Oh yeah, I have this episode on," and I like watched the one episode, and I'm like, "Fuck, I'm not gonna watch all of them." I only watched like the first 2 seasons though, but I'm gonna get back to it. I swear, one of these days.
Get it.
Yeah. Chris, you got anything? Any cool TV shows, movies you gotta talk about? Want to watch? You watched it?
So this week I watched, I guess it's called #Alive or Alive. It's on Netflix right now. It's a
Netflix.
It's a South Korean zombie film, I guess you would say, or infected film.
Yeah. Wait, what's it called?
#Alive, I think is the title of it. I'd assume either
that the one you
#Alive or
watched?
Alive. Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
it's on Netflix. It was like top 10 in the U.S. right now, but I'm sure I probably caught it from Eric's story at some point.
I'm just stirring the pot.
I can't talk. This is Chris's minute, bro. Don't.
But it was good.
10 out of 10. Watch again.
And that's it. No, I'm good. No, it's like a zombie. It's a zombie flick, but some good parts and some bad parts. It follows the main character kind of. He wakes up. He's a gamer, and
The pressure's on.
he goes to. He's going about his day, and there's a bunch of news comes on. It's a bunch of zombies, and the story kind of unfolds from there. He's kind of locked up, alone by himself inside for a while, and.
Okay.
Like I'd say the first good half of the movie is all following him and the whole story. It goes good, but a couple things I didn't like were the ending kind of to me wasn't that good.
Don't give any spoilers.
No, it's not
because
spoilers.
it's kind of a new movie. Just
Yeah,
It's on Sexflix,
yes,
on Netflix too.
Netflix,
Sexflix and Netflix
Sexflix and Netflix both have it.
available for streaming. The ending I didn't care for too much. There was just I don't know. It wasn't great. And
Yeah.
the infected were
Were they better than like the other, like the what's that one that we just Train to Busan?
Trying to be saying, I saw that one.
trying to be saying they were similar, but it was like they were dumb when it was convenient, and they
Yeah.
were super smart when it was convenient for the
Oh
film.
man,
So there's a couple parts where it was just kind of like, like
I forgot. What did you say the movie was?
hashtag
Alive. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. I guess I'll watch it. I'll give it a watch.
It was definitely worth the watch. I enjoyed it. It was a good film.
Yeah.
And it was short enough. It was like an hour and a half, something like that. It flew by, but it was good. I think everyone should watch it.
Yeah. Speaking of flying by, you know what I think it's time for? Another shot.
I agree. Another shot.
All right, Chris,
Pour 'em up.
pour us up.
You want the pea cup? Or can you do it with that?
Sorry. Huh? I'll pee from a cup.
As Kevin just throws a shot glass
I'm
at me.
like, fill me up,
Fill it
buttercup.
Did you need the pea cup or no?
up. No, I think
Is
maybe.
Okay, here. Hey, so while you do the
Pea cup.
shots, I wanted to bring up some points about Alive. It's I guess Chris said it's a South Korean film or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think some really cool things about it was the fact that it brought a zombie film to
Thank you, sir.
these times. You know what I mean? Like Chris said, he
Was
was
it like a COVID thing?
No, but I mean, zombie, COVID, the vaccine, you put it all
Okay.
together. But the thing is that like Chris touched on, that he's a gamer, right? So this kid already doesn't ever really go out. Anyways, all he does is play video games. Like literally, he's like the epitome of gamer. His fucking setup in his room is like neon lights, neon keyboard, neon everything, right? And he's playing like Call of Duty or one of these games. Or no, it's a Sims game.
Yeah,
It's a Sims game. He
like
also-
RPG. Like,
yeah.
hey, we're gonna go do this dungeon today or something like that.
And he has all these friends on there and stuff. And it's like he wakes up and then his family's not there. They went off like on vacation or something, right? But all of a sudden there's like this zombie outbreak. He turns on the news, he sees it. But I think it gave a very these days perspective on like how kids, because the guy he's like 17 or 16, but it gave like a perspective of like if a zombie apocalypse happened and you're 16 or 17-year-old gamer who never goes outside anyways, and you have to survive on your own without your parents, without anyone inside your apartment, because the news says, look, lock the door, don't go out. We say you need to stay inside. The last text he gets from his mom is says, stay inside, don't leave. So he
Yeah.
literally locks the door, and he survives on what he has in the apartment for, I don't know, several weeks. He never leaves, whatever. And he's a 17-year-old kid,
Yeah.
Eventually he's running out of food, this and that, but it kind of shows the story of like a teenager surviving on his own during a zombie apocalypse,
Like to set the story too. Like it was familiar to me too, where he wakes up at, I don't know, I think they showed him, he wakes up at like noon or whatever, and there's a
Yeah.
note from his mom that says, hey, here's some money, go buy groceries, we'll be back, and whatever. They went to wherever they did, we'll be back. And he kind of brushes it off like, whatever, I'll do that later. And he goes, like, wakes up and goes straight to playing video games. Like, that's his thing to go do. Like, okay, cool, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
It's relatable.
Yeah, but the thing is that a week later, after the zombie apocalypse, he runs out of food and he sees the note and says, "Damn, I should listen to mom and got groceries."
Dang. Always good listen to mom.
But it's a Korean film, and it's a good zombie film, and the reason it's good is because it's a new take on a zombie film. Like they shot it from a different perspective. They shot it from a teenager, who has to survive without mom and dad during a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
But with that being said, as usual, Americans are remaking it, and I think this one's called #Alone. not hashtag alive, but hashtag alone. And it should be dropping this October, I believe.
On Netflix or what?
I think it's going to be VOD, video on
Okay.
demand. It might be. I don't think it's Netflix, but if you watch the trailer, it looks almost identical. Obviously, it's a remake.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to watch it. But you know what's funny is the way I found out that they were remaking it is I saw Live, right? And I couldn't remember the name. And I was like, hey, I was asking Ashley, what was that movie we saw the other night? She was like, it's called Live. I was like, no, it's called Alone because I want to see the trailer because I never saw, I just happened to find it on Netflix. So I wanted to watch the trailer. So I put it in and I typed Alone zombie movie thinking it was called Alone. And another movie pops up and it's an American film. And I was like, this looks exactly like the one we saw, but it's called Alone. She's like, and so I Googled it on my phone and it was the Korean one's Live. I was like, dude, this is a ripoff. So I Googled Alone remake a Korean film, and sure enough, it was the fucking remake of Alive. And I'm like, what the fuck? But anyways, that's how good the movie is. I mean, you're not gonna go in there and you're not gonna fucking watch a fucking 10 out of a 10 classic fucking zombie film. It's not, it's not gonna blow your mind, but it's a good flick to watch on a Saturday night when you got nothing to do. Like I enjoyed it. Yeah. If you enjoy subtitles, or actually, we saw it dubbed. It was dubbed actually, but I'm sure they have subtitles if you want to watch it that way. Anyway, it's a good film. That was a good watch. I would say 7 out of 10. I'd watch again.
Yeah, I give it a 7 out of 10. It was good.
7
I
out
mean,
of
there was
10.
a couple of things, but I'm trying to pick apart something like, something I disagree with.
All right,
Short time.
All right, we're taking shorts.
For those of us who are not on camera, we are taking shots.
We are drinking too. The shot of the night is
Oh, lordy.
apple pie moonshine.
Old Smokey moonshine.
Let me see it. Old Smokey moonshine. Apple pie moonshine. Let's see. It's produced and bottled by Old Smokey Distillery in Salisbury, Tennessee. Or Satinbury.
Salisbury.
It's
Tennessee.
70 proof. But I'll tell you what. Okay, so last week we had the peanut butter whiskey.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll get something kind of flavor too. I felt like it went down. It's better than fucking taking shots of Jack, because then we'd not want to take shots. But it tastes good. So I was like, let me get something else that might be similar. So Chris didn't know what it was, and he took a shot. He goes, man, that tastes like apple pie.
Sounds just like Chris.
And I was like, dude.
Exactly like that.
I was like, it is apple pie, you motherfucker. You just drink apple pie or apple pie moonshine.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but it's really good. I can only imagine how much sugar is in this shit, so
Dude.
I'm sure we're going to feel it tomorrow. But
It's crystallizing in my shot glass.
but it's really fucking good.
I give it a 6 out of 10
10 out of
just
10.
because
The
the pouring aspect of it is a little.
Oh, yeah, so it's in a mason jar. So if you're trying to
Yeah.
open it freshly new and trying to pour it, we had to get a piss cup to pour
Yeah.
it. So.
Well, fun fact, in the alcoholic prohibition days, they would make moonshine in mason jars. So they
This
stuck
ain't
to the
history
classic right
class.
now because you won't see moonshine that's not in a mason jar.
Well, they obviously were not taking shots out of shot glasses.
Yeah, back then they
During the
didn't have shot glasses.
Yeah, man.
Shot
It's
glasses.
a prohibition time,
Shot
man.
glasses weren't invented until 1976.
76. Yeah.
Yes. The guy who created the shot glass, his name was Aaron Shaglassi.
Aaron shot glassy, yeah.
Yeah.
These are things they don't teach you in
He
history
was German,
class.
actually.
Yeah.
He was German.
Shot glassy, yeah.
Shot glasses.
Shot glassy.
That sounds Italian.
I know it was German. It was
He
German.
was German, but he was born in Italy.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was
Marquand Jacques Lasse was
grew up
his
in
uncle,
Korea.
Yeah.
Oh, he was a traveler, I guess.
Yeah. Or his
Yeah.
dad was Marquand.
He died when he was
Jacques
8.
Lasse. Yeah. But he made the shot glass beforehand, so God bless him.
Anyways, I digress.
But I digress. Yeah. The fun facts that you will never hear anywhere else. They don't teach you this in history class.
No, sirree.
Nope.
All right.
What's next?
What's next on the subject
giveaways,
board?
Kevin, do we have a giveaway to do?
Yeah. I mean, we could do a giveaway. Oh, well. So, should we talk about who our winner is from last week?
Okay, yes. So last week we had the amazing and awesome Crystal
Yep.
Bebop on the podcast, and we did a giveaway then. And Kevin, so tell us what we gave away and tell us who won.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Drum roll.
last week we gave away a can of beans.
But what
And,
kind of beans? Ranch style or pork?
dude? TBH. It's gonna be some.
Depending on the type of beans he
round-
delivers, it's gonna have a lot to say to that person.
Yeah.
man.
No, these
Because
are
if
just,
they're pork in beans,
no. It's just gonna be basic ranch style. It's just we're giving away a can of ranch style beans.
I say do pork and beans.
I'm not gonna be that nice. I'm not that nice.
Yeah, pork and beans are pretty pricey, bro.
Yeah, man.
We're like $1 to 35 a
rich
can.
here.
Oh.
Come on, ranch style's like 79 cents a can, bro.
All right, let's be frugal about this.
Let's see. And we're gonna go to the winner. We're gonna go to our homebrew followers.
Buena, chicken dinner.
And the homebrew followers, the winner is. Let me see. Yeah. Our winner for the can of beans. You guys ready for this?
Is your mama.
Jamie Escamilla, JPEG Photography. You are the winner of our can of beans.
Dude, I always thought she'd probably like beans.
No, yeah, she seems like a person that would like a can of beans.
I could tell that.
Yeah.
Know. But from the ranch?
I mean, they're. We'll message her and ask her. Okay, we'll message her and ask her. Do you want ranch style or pork and beans?
Yeah, her eyes are kind of the shape of a bean.
I think most people are.
Yeah, right?
If you really think about it.
That's deep.
Yeah, it's poetry.
Hey, at least you didn't give out beanie weenies.
What the fuck is that?
My mom says Beanie Weenie is nutritious.
That's okay, it's still delicious.
For lunch or snacks, we eat some each day.
Beanie Weenie. Moms love the protein, iron, and fiber as much as kids love the taste.
We love those itsy bitsy teeny weeny cans of brand cans. Beanie Weenie.
Now there's bigger Beanie Weenie, too.
Dude, you never had beanie weenies growing up? What the
hell?
fuck? You said you
I
had
feel like I'm from a different dimension than you guys.
beanie weenies are like in a can about
like
the
a
size of
little
that
short
shot
can.
glass. Yeah. And
The Vienna sausages?
There you
no,
go.
they're beanie weenies. You fucking
Maybe
put your
for
That's
finger.
right. Vienna sausage is beanie weenies.
Oh yeah. Well, there's different kinds of different
Okay.
brands of beanie weenies depending on which one you
Yeah.
get. But you open the can like that, pop, and then there's beans and fucking weenies. All mixed together, motherfucker. You get your protein, you get your fiber, you get everything you need to survive.
You put a fork in there and stir it up. It's a shake.
See,
Actually,
that motherfucker from that movie, #alive, if he would have had beanie weenies, he would have survived a lot longer. So that's-
Did he die? Are you spoiling it?
Well, he
Can I
eventually
confirm
dies.
or deny?
Hello.
everyone dies, Kevin.
Oh, man. Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
Everybody hurts.
Sometimes.
Okay, Jamie, you win a can
my
of beans.
Camera needs to be recording. Hopefully both cameras don't die at the same time. We don't realize it. Because the screen will go black.
No, that one still has like half battery.
Oh, that one won't stop recording.
Can we take a quick pre-break?
No.
Pre-break. Pre-break.
No.
Can we take a pre-break?
All right, we're back after Chris's little piss break. But what I will say is, I think
Wait, did you just say he had a little
piss. Chris's little piss.
little pisses come out of little
Yeah,
pissers?
Or do they?
he has a very weak stream. I've heard him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But have you felt it?
Oh yeah. No. Chris, I think it's time to pour us another shot, man.
Ooh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Short.
You already peed, dude. Your weak stream. Your weak stream.
I
Kevin?
feel sexy.
Chris is like, I don't have a weak stream. He's got to tell everybody now.
I have a strong stream. Okay.
the strongest stream ever.
Actually, his stream is pretty strong. When we were teenagers, he used to we'd get all wasted and he'd go out in the middle of the street and literally write a sentence and piss.
Dude.
It was mostly on fences.
It was always like a challenge. Oh, it was on fences a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Wow.
like, check it out. I'm going to write my full name. Yeah, but we're like, dude, how are you doing that?
How do you have this control? He like has pauses and everything in between.
He's like, little do you know, I'm actually a stream master.
Oh man.
Complete
Like whenever he
sentences
pulls out
as
his dick, you hear like the sound of like a Jedi fucking sword. And as he waves it down,
It's like you're standing behind him and you see like the globe, like a lightsaber.
it's just like a little
He
glowing.
moves.
It's like a little glowing Vienna weenie.
Beanies.
well. Beanie weenies.
Beanie weenies.
Man, that part that was fantastic.
Man, good job.
Man, were you a bartender in your last life?
I might have been.
Did you know Mr. Shotglasser? What was his first name again?
Marquand Chaglas.
All right, here's to the next shot.
So this is shot number 3 on camera, but probably
To,
5 on.
Hopeless dreams and broken hearts.
Hopeless dream, broken hearts.
Hopeless dreams, smelly farts. Ooh, that one tasted a lot like apple pie.
Apple
Apple
pie.
pie is so good.
Apple pie? That's very apple pie. Apple pie? Like penis?
Do you guys remember that movie where that dude stuck his dick in a fucking pie?
Oh, that one movie. What's it called?
He stuck his dick in a pie.
It's something about like a continent. British? British, is it? No, it's American.
It's American. Canadian pie.
American cake. Oh, it's American bake.
I think it's called Korean beans.
Korean. Dude. That's my Instagram handle. How did you know?
Every episode, Kevin gets a new Instagram handle, but he never changes it.
Find it at Korean Beans.
So, we gave away
a
can of beans to Jamie Escamilla.
I've informed her, and she does not seem excited. So,
her photography is on point.
very good photography.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, amen. Can we get a fucking prayer going?
Anyways.
Hallelujah.
Can we get a prayer group?
Praise the
Hallelujah.
All right, if you're listening to this, bow your head, close your eyes,
Yeah.
and play with your nipples.
It's time to play some Enya.
Sail away, motherfuckers. All right, so we talked about some movie. So this week I think Kevin picked the movie. What was it called again? The Devil
Dude, I
in Your
don't-
Butt?
It's the devil.
All the time.
The devil all the
inside
time.
you?
The devil's inside you.
The devil all the time.
The devil
Devil's
inside
you all the time.
The devil inside you all the time.
Yeah.
The devil's pre-cum inside all the time.
Dear God, man.
Pregnancies.
Oh, all of the buzzwords.
Oh, okay,
99.
right? And there goes our YouTube. they're going to flag us.
So the devil all the
Monetize
time.
The devil all the time.
Yeah, okay. So when Kevin brought this movie up, I was like, I had never heard about it or anything. And I was assuming that it was a horror movie because of the title of the
Just
flick.
says devil.
And I was in the living room. I was watching the trailer on the TV on YouTube or whatever. And Ashley walks in. She's like, "Oh, I've been wanting to watch that. I've been waiting for months for it to come out. It has Robert Pattinson and
Tom Holland.
and there's
It's a great cast.
Pennywise is in it or
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
Bill Skarsgård.
Ooh, man, people are gonna get mad that I said that Pennywise because Pennywise forever is Tim Curry. But,
Oh, yeah.
you know. But
The
anyway,
new Pennywise.
Pennywise.
yeah, Skarsgård's in it, you know. And she's like, "Oh, I've been waiting forever." And I was like, "Oh, it's a movie we're gonna watch this week." I was like, "I think it's a horror flick." She was like, "Is it?" And we sit down and watch it, and I was like, "I don't know. It looked like a horror suspense. It could be like I don't know." But
So you walked in blind.
yeah, definitely. I hadn't heard about it at all. But I was interested because I love Tom Holland, man. Like I think he just fucking kills it as Spider-Man. So
Yeah.
I was excited to watch it, and I ended up watching it that night. I think I watched it before both y'all.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I
which
watched
makes
it
me
too.
a lot more sweaty than both of you guys.
Sweaty?
Yeah, I'm a fucking sweater.
You're a sweater?
Yeah.
I'm a cardigan.
Yeah, that does it. Yes.
What the fuck?
Okay. Is that what you had to say? That you're a sweater? It just is there.
I digress it into my sweater. All right. Anyways, yeah, Kevin, you take the lead on this one. It was your movie.
Yeah.
Here's your review.
It was my pick because I saw a trailer for it at one time. I had no idea what the movie was about. Apparently, it's based off a book that came out in 2011. I don't know if it's the same name. The book is the same name. I don't know. It's at the end of the credits. It's like based by the novel, by the writer, whatever.
Yeah, it's based off a book.
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, it's based off the book. I just knew that I saw a trailer, or maybe I saw like still images that were posted on some film blog or something like that. I follow film blogs sometimes. Not sometimes. I follow film blogs.
Not surprised.
Anyways, yeah,
I don't even know what that is.
like a blog, like people talk about movies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like a podcast, but it's like just all
it's
written.
a
for
reading.
me. Okay.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I
can't
followed
read.
I followed some of them, and they had still images, and they were like, "Oh, look at the star-studded cast and the devil all the time." I'm like, "All right." Like it looked good because I mean, Robert Pattinson's obviously like killing it right now in everything he does. You know, he's about to be Batman. That trailer, like, I mean,
Dude, there was a lot of good people in that movie.
there was a lot of good actors. Bill
Dudley?
Skarsgård,
Dudley?
Dudley, the
Dudley?
dude from Harry Potter. He was the asshole cousin.
About the movie, man, I'm very torn on it. I enjoyed it, but then I didn't enjoy it. I don't know if it was worth my time. I'd give it like a 6 out of a 10, probably. It was a cool story,
Yeah.
very dark, very grimy, very southernish, you know, like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, where was the fucking story? Like, where was this going?
Yeah.
Like, throughout the time watching it, every fucking like 5 minutes, I'm like, where? And then they have like sub stories within the story, and I'm like, well, where are these people going to play at? And then it all like comes together at the end, but it wasn't done very well.
It was very weak.
Yeah.
I will say that.
And
I'll agree.
when I found out that it was based off of a book, I'm like, this should have been a series. It should have been a fucking series on HBO or Netflix. It shouldn't have been a movie. There's probably way too much that should have been filmed or been put out, you know, other than just stuck in a 2-hour long movie. You know what I mean?
I felt like they wanted the ending to be like this big oh shit moment. Like it all connected back to like something, but
it was weak.
it was very weak. Like, I don't know where to pinpoint it exactly, but it didn't feel like it was done right. And for being a movie that was like over 2 hours long, like you're like, dude, like you could have maybe told the story properly. But they didn't even introduce like Tom Holland's character like to like an hour, almost almost an hour into the movie.
It wasn't. I don't want to say it was rushed, but it was the time jumps were very like sporadic. Like
it's weird because it was like it was over 2 hours, but it felt rushed.
Yeah, that's hard to.
It was rushed. I'm sure.
Yeah,
you know,
a lot of that stuff.
they're trying to probably be truthful to the fans of the book, and at the same time be able to make a production that can be a film.
Yeah.
But I would say that the entire film made it worthy for Tom Holland's performance. His performance in the film, I was like, this motherfucker is not Spider-Man. This dude has range. He let people show it. Like, this is by far, from what I've seen, Tom Holland, his best performance ever. Like, the motherfucker is a bad fucking ass, dude.
Oh yeah. But yeah, no, I think Robert Pattinson. I think Tom Holland was a badass in this movie. That scene where he like walks up and he's gonna go like, spoiler alerts. He's gonna go and like just like beat up all those people because like his like the one lesson he learned from his dad was to like go ahead and like I'm just gonna let you get situated over there. But that once like his dad like oh yeah, should we take a shot before we continue to talk about his badassery? Okay. Here's my shot glass. There you go. That scene where he like goes and his dad tells him pretty much like pick your fights, you know, and there's a scene where he goes over there and he like there's a guy like working on his car and he slams the hood on him and then he walks over to the guy who's in the driver's seat and he just like kicks the door. Dude, I don't know. I thought that was like probably the best scene in the movie. Go. Yeah, definitely, man. What are you gonna say, Chris?
Yeah, no, I will say I wrote down a note that like every I guess I wrote down beat up scenes, but like fight scenes that Tom Holland's in, and there's like a confrontation. They were shot like fucking amazingly.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, like everything was like super brutal about like the punches.
Dude, when he's like punching the dude's face with like he puts a bag on his face and the blood starts like pouring through the bag, the paper bag. I was like, dude.
Or even the one where he the end of the shotgun like through the window and everything. I'm like, ooh, that hurt.
No, yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know if it's like a southern thing. Is that why they touched on that or whatever? And it's a southern dark tale, I guess. But I in a way related with that part because my dad taught me something very similar when I was young. You know, like my dad didn't go and beat a people, bloody to a pulp in front of me, but he would teach me like, hey, if you're gonna fight someone, like these are the rules. This is how you should do it.
Finish the fight.
Yeah, no, I was probably like 8 or 9. There was kids picking on me at this apartment complex, and I remember we were walking at this apartment doing laundry, and the kids were. I was like, "Oh, Dad, there's those kids always pick on me." He goes, "Go fight him." I was like, "Dad, I'm scared." He's like, "Look, go up to him, like you're gonna shake his hand, and when he puts his hand out, just punch him in the face as hard as you can." I mean, something along those lines. He told me, and I was like, "But I'm scared." He's like, "Do it now." I was like, "I don't want to." He's like, "Go do it." So I went and I did, and I fought that kid, and I won because like I fucking I fought a little dirty or whatever, but he would tell me, he's like, "Hey son, you always have to pick and choose your fights," and I learned that, with me and Chris, being drunk in our early 20s, we got in more fights than you can fucking count on your hand, and I always picked and choose where that goes to show where
definitely came in handy.
Yeah, where Chris didn't learn that lesson, but that's a whole other podcast.
Dude, I've heard some crazy Chris stories before. Casey tells a really good one, but we'll have to wait for him on the podcast to tell that story.
Yeah. Wait for him. That's good.
Yeah.
But anyways, with that being said, that scene I related to it.
Yeah.
I thought it was fucking badass,
I-
and that's why I say Tom Holland's character makes
He,
the
like-
whole movie worth
Yeah,
it.
he shined throughout the whole movie, and like again, he didn't come out till probably like halfway through the movie, but he from that point on, it was just.
But it was Vazing, what's his name?
Bill Skarsgård. or something?
Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Stole the early show. I thought he was fucking fantastic too. He was amazing.
Do you know that that trick he does in it, where he crosses his eyes and like he's like spreads them apart? That's a real thing. He does that with his
Yeah.
eyes naturally.
When he did, there was one scene where he was like,
Okay. All right, here we go. Taking a shot on. If you're listening to the audio, we're taking a shot right now.
Shot number 17. Oh, it's so good.
Ooh.
so smooth.
What were you saying?
There was a shot where he's like looking up at the cross or whatever, and
Yeah.
it was the same eyes, like like the real big white eyes that looking up, like he had the same
Pennywise look.
yeah.
Dude, they kill a dog in that movie. Where's PETA at right now?
Bro, the scene where the dog, like where they show the dog, like they don't
Yeah.
show it until afterwards when they go back to it. I'm like, dang.
They had that thing hanging up on a cross.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
That was weird.
In a good way, as weird as that sounds. Like it was
Chris.
Production value.
production
Yeah,
value was
right?
very good on it. Like I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
One thing I have a question about, if anyone watched the movie, and obviously we all watched it, but like, he went all the way back to his hometown just to bury his dog.
No, I mean, he had a lot of inner turmoil, I feel like, growing up in his life, and I feel like he had some answers to some questions that he could only find by going back to his hometown.
Okay.
I think he was going to look for answers that he didn't know. He didn't know what questions. He just had to go back to his
Yeah.
hometown because that's, where he lost his father, he lost his mom, his dog, his best friend, I felt like he was going to find some kind of closing to his crazy mess.
Okay.
By going
that
back
makes-
over there,
All the
Yeah.
actions led up to that. It was like, okay, like he's got to do something to go back and like find
And
himself.
I can only imagine that the book probably explains it so much more and makes it
Yeah.
so much more appeasing at the end to where you're like satisfied more
Yeah.
than the film did. And a lot of people who in the forums that I was reading that read the book and saw the film, they like the movie. They did the best they could, with the little time they had, but they are familiar with these characters already. You know what I mean?
That's true, yeah.
So they kind of already have all the backstory. You know what I mean? So they are like,
Yeah.
Whereas the viewers who had never read the book, like we're like who the fuck are these people? Why do they show them here and there? Like, where's
Yeah.
this going? Like, we don't know what the fuck's going
Because
on.
they introduced a lot of characters that I felt like, okay, they can do more with this. Maybe
Yeah.
even if they timed it out better, they could have
Dude,
probably done
you hit
something
that
different.
on the nail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only character that was developed was Tom Holland's character.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. Like the whole the weird killer couple.
Exactly.
That was like the worst like side plot.
Exactly.
That kind of led to like
Yeah.
nothing. In the end, you're just like,
Yeah,
okay.
you hit the nail on the head with that one, dude.
Yeah. I will say another thing, another little fun fact about this. The guy who wrote the book, apparently he doesn't even narrate like his own audiobooks whenever he does it. He narrated the movie. That's the narrator, the writer of the book.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of felt like the narration got in the way of the story.
At points. Yeah.
I feel like it was kind of like a, I don't know, like why is there narration right now? Like, why are you? And at points he would fucking give like
Yeah, he would
points
give
of
it
the-
away.
Exactly. He would
Yeah.
give the plot away before it even happened in the narration. I'm like, okay, so now I know that this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like they could have done away with that in the narration, but maybe that's why he did it, because he wanted somehow to have his. And if this is his book, this is
Yeah.
his heart and soul. This is his meaning. He wrote this. He wanted some way to be involved with it, and that's why he did it, I guess.
That
Makes
whole
sense.
point where like it's like the mother of Lorena, I think the character's name is, like the half sister.
Oh yeah.
The whole point where he was just like, and that's the last time they saw the mom, and then like 20-30 minutes later they show the reason why. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't know, like you said, it gave away too many plot points, and then you're
It
just
was
like
kind of
sitting there.
stupid. If there
Yeah.
was no narration and that happened, it would have been more of like
It'd have been a shock value. Yeah.
I
Kev,
feel like they thought they had to. 'Cause
Can
there was
you
so many,
turn
like,
that monitor?
Yeah.
there was so many like not side stories, but like stories that built up to like I guess they're side stories.
Yeah, you want it to be like you want it to be more invested. When like it all came down to it, it should have had like, this big like whoa like shock value, and it did not have
It
that.
reminded me of a lot of Place Beyond the Pines that we just watched.
Yeah,
But
True.
But it's all different stories, but all the same characters.
Yeah.
Sort of, But you get so much character development in all these stories, whereas this one, it's a lot of stories, but like the killer couple, like it was just kind of random. Like, okay, like they go back to them every now and then, show a little bit, like
Everyone around them too, like the sheriff and his interaction with like how he was.
Oh yeah, he ended up being like the fucking brother or something,
Yeah.
or the one
Yeah.
they found him when he was crying with his dead dog and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
And like the dirty cop and like how that whole story. I'm like, that's not really relevant. Like
It wasn't. Yeah. They could have just wrote it out a little better, I feel.
I get how they tried to write it in as
feel-
like that's the character of
it's
like,
probably
that's
trying to be true to the book as much as possible. They
Yeah,
probably didn't
in a
want
short amount of time. I bet they
Exactly,
had they had a whole bunch of stuff written or shot. That
Which,
was like,
dude, I bet it's a miniseries
yep,
on Netflix. Would
Oh.
have fucking killed
Dude.
it. But they probably hadn't had the budget to have Tom Holland on for a miniseries. You
True
know,
that.
Yeah.
or any of the other actors, Skarsgård and all them. They probably didn't
Yeah.
have the money to be like, hey, we're doing a miniseries, so we're gonna need you this long. Whereas a movie, they probably just
Yeah. They
a couple
filmed
of
it with-
months or whatever. You know?
Also, because originally, the dude who plays the Winter Soldier, he plays the sheriff. What's his name?
That's it.
Yeah.
No shit.
That's the Winter Soldier.
Dude, I was
Really?
looking at him and
Yeah.
I was like,
You're like, where is he from?
no, not even. I'm just like, why did they cast this guy as this character? Like, they have all these A-list actors, and why do they have this guy? Like, I don't know him from anywhere.
now
I
you
can't think.
do.
He got-
Sebastian Stan.
He got fat then. He looks
fat. Older or something. Yeah.
fat or something. Like as a sheriff or whatever. He looks
Yeah.
all, I don't know, out of shape or something. I don't know, just the way
Yeah.
he's dressed or something. But as a Winter Soldier, he's fucking, he looks athletic.
Yeah.
Man,
Ripped.
the whole movie as a whole was like a superstar cast.
It
Like,
was.
There's
It
so
really
many
was.
people that you don't expect in there. Like Dudley, I keep going back to. Is
Yeah.
like, dude, this was like his, to me, his breakout role from Harry Potter.
yeah.
Like,
The story. What did you like about it, Kevin? Like, what's your overview of it?
I did like the whole. I like the fact that they got a lot of British people to play like these accents. They do
Tom
these
Holland,
accents.
too,
Tom
right?
Holland. I don't know Bill Skarsgård's American. Robert Pattinson though. Like all these guys, they brought in a lot of these people who like brought these accents and that in Dudley. They I guess like. I don't know. They sold their roles. I feel like they sold their roles, and that's what I like about it. Is that they and I will say that the selling part to me again comes down to the acting. Like writing wise or structure wise of the movie,
Yeah.
not great. I appreciated the acting from every single person that came along. I think everybody killed it in their roles. I don't think the structure or the edited, whatever it was, maybe there's a director's cut out there that's gonna be like 4 hours long and it's gonna make sense. What they brought to Netflix, that 2 hours and 16 minutes or whatever, was not like the I don't know. It's just not. It didn't make sense to me. Like it was a bad cut. That's what I liked about it. Though was the acting. Everybody killed it.
Yeah, I agree.
Everybody killed it.
I wrote a review recently on one of these forums, and I said the same thing. I was like, story sucked. Should have been a series.
Yeah.
It was like too much for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know?
It
But-
felt rushed for 2 hours, which is weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the performances for me, and what I wrote was, for me, the entire thing was worth it for Tom Holland.
Oh, absolutely.
yep.
I think
can agree with
that
that.
it was,
He's definitely the person who outshines everybody.
dude, I am excited to see what Tom Holland does the next several years, dude.
Oh man, yeah. Well, he also like he played there was a movie, not to get too off subject. I can't think of it now, but like it was like he was like a kid at the
The
time.
Impossible.
The Impossible.
Yeah.
He was a kid at the time, and he was already acting great. You know.
Yeah.
Then they hired him as Spider-Man, and everyone thinks of him as Spider-Man now. But like he's been a drama actor.
Yeah.
He's very acrobatic. He was before he even auditioned for Spider-Man. There was like videos of him who he's able to do like bat flips and stuff like that, and like he's
He
like
was a cheerleader, I think.
yeah, he's just very acrobatic and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like before the role, but to top it off, he's just an amazing actor. Everything
Yeah.
he does, it's like everything he touches, he's able to consume that role. You know, so I think acting.
I'm stoked, man.
Yeah.
I'm stoked. As sad as it sounds, I'm stoked for his Marvel contract to end because
What?
who knows what's gonna happen? I mean, think about it
That's
when
true, yeah.
you know, like,
Right? DC
That
signs
opens
him
up
up.
so many doors for him.
I think he
that'll
has
be like
his
10
doors.
years from now, though.
Yeah, right.
They're gonna suck that motherfucker dry, dude.
I was like,
Maybe.
nope, he's mine, bitch. He ain't
Well,
doing nothing.
that's another thing that I think that kind of sucks is that like again, when it comes down to Dudley, like when people play that role for so long, that's who they are. Like who else can you think about? Like the guy who played Harry Potter. He's Harry Potter. Oh, look, Harry Potter's in the movie. You know?
Robert Pattinson's now Batman. He was Twilight, dude.
True.
That's true, but he's been able to like show range, and even this, even if it was something that's like you would even say this is worse than the other movies, it's range because he's showing, oh, I can play this weird Southern guy that everybody hates. But then he can go.
Robert Pattinson's already done his thing. Or Harry Potter, he's proved his fucking.
Yeah, he's been
in tons of cool shit, you know.
But when people see him, I'm pretty sure they're still like, "Oh, it's Harry Potter."
Yeah.
Well, not our our generation, yeah, but the younger kids probably.
Maybe next generation they'll be like, "Oh, that's weird." Oh wait, he
don't they
Harry
make
Potter
fun
too?
of our generation for, or at least mine and Chris's generation for being all Harry Potter fanatics, you know? And I've seen like these TikTok things.
I didn't know that guys your old, as old as you guys were Harry Potter fans.
I wasn't. I'm not. I mean, I watched it a little
Don't look at me like that.
But I saw this thing. It was like a TikTok video, and like the kids are like, "Oh, I'm a fucking millennial. I watch Harry Potter, eat avocado toast, or some shit like that." I don't know. It's this thing Ashley was showing me.
I will just say that when Harry Potter was like 11 or whatever, when he first got to Hogwarts, I was like 11. So like it was relatable to me because every time he was like in that year, the book came out, and I'm like, oh, like I'm 12. He's 12.
Kevin lived that shit.
I lived his years.
We were adults watching that shit.
Yeah, you guys were already old.
You got your letter from birth.
Huh?
You got your letter from birth for Hogwarts.
Yeah. My uncles and my aunts hid it from me.
Chris got off easy with that shit.
Right?
Oh, that's Eddie Murphy. Like, what the fuck?
Right,
How's that
yeah.
Eddie Murphy? And then, do your impersonation. She's like, he was so confident. I was like, let's do it. He's like, okay. He's like, okay, Chris, you go. He's like, and it was like, I'm like, and then in retrospect, when I was thinking about it, I was like, that motherfucker.
Yeah.
He got away easy with that shit.
The whole
the
time.
entire episode.
The entire time.
Anyway, I digress.
But
Chris,
I digress.
Before we skip you, your thoughts on the selected movie of the week, I guess.
Devil all the time?
Man, I mean, I think I've said everything I need to about it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. What would you rate it?
10 out of 10, I watch it good.
10 out of 10.
7 out of 10. I think it was worth a watch. It was worth a watch.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I'd say it was worth the watch.
Yeah.
The whole 2 hours.
6 or 7.
I guess,
yeah.
like, depending on how much time you have in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely, like, at points, to me also, it was kind of snoozy.
You had to pay attention to it, too, though, because there was like, certain things where, like, it goes back in time, forward in time. And you're like,
yeah.
Where they at? Like, so, I mean, you had to, like, dedicate time
Worse than
to
a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Written worse.
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
no, there was times when I was telling Ashley, I was like, wait, is Lenora the baby from when that? No, her parents were that. I was like, no, I think her mom was this person. She was like, no. And then, as the story unfolded, you got to know. But I'm like Chris said, it went back and forth so much. So it's like, wait, whose kid is that? Wait, is that person growing up? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But I would, like we touched on, there was some brutal moments, it was very dark and gritty. I love that. It was cool.
Oh, yeah.
But story,
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think...
the fight scenes are like the revenge scenes were like amazing to me.
Oh, man. I just wish that, like, I knew how to film a scene like that. Like, I was studying it. I was like, how do you even do this?
Yeah.
A lot of those fight scenes were so brutal, man.
Yeah. Like, there was some, man.
Without giving... I mean, it's a spoiler review. We can talk about it.
we've spoiled.
Yeah,
the
we
entire
spoiled so
movie
much.
already.
Dude.
Chris, feel free to spoil it.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
What can we not? I mean, the shotgun scene, like, where after he, like, grabs the shotgun and, like, punches it through the window and everything.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, my God, dude. Like, that was so...
That was
brutal and, like,
Bill Skarsgård's character, right? Where he's like, bop, bop,
yeah.
bop. Yeah,
When
dude, through
he
the
goes
window.
back to the house, and then just chunks the shotgun like, no big deal. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
All right, kid, let's go home.
Right. He's like, come on, son. This is what you do. Choose your fights. The scene that got me, which was kind of like a tearjerker, was like the part where the girl's just like, nobody believes me. They're going to hate me forever because I have a child. And then she goes to try to like put a noose around her neck. Oh. And then she's just like, you know what? I messed up. I'm not going to put the noose around my neck. And then she fucking trips.
That was dirty.
Yeah.
That was so bad. The whole movie was like super like
It's dark.
it's like one it's one after another, just darkness.
Yeah.
It was bad, but at the same time, I'm like, that happens.
It's a depressing story
Yeah.
that wasn't told very well, but got it's good because of the performances.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, that's what it comes down to. The performances killed it, everybody.
And Spider-Man is amazing.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
He is very speedy, man.
All right. So that was the movie
Yeah.
of the week.
Movie of the week to talk about. Another shot. Let's fill in with another shot. Everybody, we're going to take shot number 4 in the podcast.
Yes.
Okay.
Shots is about to happen.
We're going to do another shot. Chris, pour us up. Buttercup.
Pour us up, buttercup. Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Chris,
what's weird about this whole quarantine shit, right? Is that it's like movies completely stopped. Once quarantine happened, nothing was coming out in the theater. Nothing was really coming out in video on demand. A couple horror movies, a couple none of the studios want to release their blockbusters because they're like, they want to wait until people are going to the theater. That's how they make their money. So nothing in the theater, no movies have really been coming out. But I feel like with winter coming around, Christmas coming around, theaters are opening. Are there any movies you're excited for that are coming out?
There's
not a lot of.
I'm like, now I'm thinking about it. Tenet was like the only one I really wanted to see. I still haven't seen it because.
But they're starting to release trailers.
It's already out now too. I haven't watched it yet, but it's out.
It's out. Now Denzel Washington's son is the main character, but movies that I want to watch, I don't know if I've gotten to the point of being able to go to a theater yet.
Yeah, no, but I mean,
I'm not there either.
But by Christmas time,
yeah.
I'm assuming the studios, they have no choice. They got to make money somehow. They're gonna have to release their shit.
So I feel like last week I saw an article where Robert Pattinson caught COVID-19 and wasn't recording anything. I swear to God,
now.
at the beginning of the week it was like I saw an article that said something like filming to begin
beginning to
resuming
film,
in the next week because he's cured or whatever. I'm like,
yeah, but it probably took a week before the media even.
I guess,
yeah,
that makes sense. I guess.
They announced it was several weeks ago. They announced a crew member had COVID, and then they later on they were like it was Robert. Robert had COVID. Our Batman had COVID, so they couldn't film. But once they test him, it's a 2-week thing I think. Yeah. Once they test him afterwards, I'm like, all right, well, no, he's good. Like he can come back to work. So
did he actually test? Like Robert?
He tested positive. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He tested positive, and then he came back because he was clean. The Rock is another person that tested positive, and he came back good.
All right, shot
number 4.
Shot.
Everybody.
Ooh, that tastes just like apple pie. Without the dick in it.
And go, whoa. Because British cake, yeah.
Oh, because I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I finally got one of these beers that Chris brought. So the beer of the week, I guess.
The Weekend Warrior.
Which is the Weekend Warrior Carbach. And
get wet.
It's pretty nasty.
You think so?
It's an IPA? Pale Ale?
It's a pale ale, but 5.5% alcohol, so it's
not... I don't know, man. I'd rather drink a fucking Magnum. I'd rather drink a 40.
Ugh.
Like, I just can't do these beers, dude. I can't do these. I bought these... I bought so many of these beers because I'm like, oh, yeah, I see people drinking them. And I just cannot do the new beers. Like, these are... I would say this is like the new generation of like... Dude, beers are so good. For me, it was like Shiner Bock and all the shit Shiner used to have back then,
Yeah.
It's very standard, I guess you would say. But I like Love Street by Carbach. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
You love Love Street?
I love Love Street.
I don't know. This isn't the same as Love Street. Like, I don't know. I could pass on it again.
I mean, yeah. I don't think... this isn't one I have to drink again. It's not bad, though.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Like, if it was in my fridge, I'd be like, all right, whatever, I grab it. If someone brought it and they were like, hey, or you're at a fucking barbecue and someone's like, hey,
barbecue,
I brought this, and you're just like, all right, I'll drink it. It's not bad.
There's a beer that I would say no to, though.
Yeah.
Well,
good point.
I tried one in Colorado, and me and Aaron and Jake Gonzalez. We were.
You mean the guys that lost the chugging contest against us?
Yeah, those guys.
They don't have much pull when it comes to beer.
Dude, no, but I will say we went to a brewery when we were in Boulder, Colorado, and it was right before we went camping. We were like, let's just pick up like some what do they call them? Those the taller cans are called like growlers.
Tall boys.
Growlers
and like
in like bottles like 64 ounces.
something like that. So they're called like growlers, and dude, they were like the it tasted like old pickle juice.
Did you just get 40s? Is that what you got? Malt liquor?
Maybe. Yeah. No, it tastes like old pickle juice. It was the nastiest thing I've ever drank, and I would say no to that every time. But this I won't say no to.
Okay, so me and Chris are going to Colorado next month.
Yeah.
What would you say the one thing you would say to do would be?
You guys are gonna do it.
Suck a dick.
As a horror fan, you guys are gonna do it. But Stanley Hotel, I've been there twice now. The one time I was allowed in. The second time COVID hit and they didn't allow me in. But I would say Stanley Hotel as a horror fan, and you guys are way more horror fans than I am.
My camera's dying.
I would definitely say Stanley Hotel.
Would you do the tour at all, or would you just like go to a hotel and like?
They're not doing the tour.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
from I have a friend that literally was just there last week. They're not doing the tour. They're open and you can go in.
You probably can't go to the second floor or anything.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to see. A lot of tours, like memorabilia, stuff from the movie and stuff. But they're not doing the tour, from what my friend said.
So the tour will allow you to like go up the hallways, up the staircase, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Without that, you're just allowed to basically explore the shop, and a couple rooms. Okay, so the whole thing about like so I would say the Stanley Hotel is definitely like a place to see when you're in Colorado. As a horror fan, like you guys who are horror fans, I'm not as big as a horror fan, but the Shining TV series was filmed at the Stanley Hotel. The movie was not. However, Stephen King was staying in the Stanley Hotel whenever he wrote The Shining, so like that's what he based it off of. So the entire thing.
Hey, but you saying that? So in the opening shot of the movie,
right.
Stanley Kubrick's, that opening shot, the aerial shot, and it's going. Doesn't it show the Stanley Hotel?
Yeah, but they filmed that.
But they filmed it somewhere else. Okay, that was just a location shot.
Yeah, I think the exterior shots were shot in like there was a hotel, and I think I'm gonna say Montana, and it might be wrong.
Kevin's all Kentucky.
The exterior shots. The exterior shots of the Stanley Hotel were shot in I think Montana. The inside were all shot in England.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. The funny thing about The Shining, the movie, is that Kubrick and Stephen King hated each other.
Yeah.
They hated each other. Stephen King thought that Kubrick was ruining his fucking movie, which still to this day, Stephen King will say Kubrick ruined his fucking film. But Kubrick was like, look, motherfucker, you're a writer. I'm a director.
Yeah.
You want all this shit. You want fucking live fucking plant animals to come out. You want all... I'm a director. I know what's going to look good on film. I'm going to change your shit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fucking make it to where it's going to look better on film. And fucking Kubrick did it.
Yeah.
You know?
He somehow he was somehow able, like, I don't know, I guess contractually, he was able to be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to be able to change whatever I want to make it look good for film.
Well, no. He basically bought Stephen King out.
Yeah.
But Stephen King still thought that he had enough say in it, you know what I mean? But when it came down to it, Kubrick just cut him out.
Yeah.
And then Stephen King still had like an associate writer that was working with him, and Kubrick fucking wrote her out. Yeah. And it was just fucking Kubrick with the script, and Kubrick ended up replacing that associate writer with someone else to help him, and he did his own thing, and he did it fucking the Kubrick way.
It's iconic.
It's an amazing film.
Yeah.
You know, but Stephen King got his way with the series.
Yeah.
If you want to watch a true
The Shining,
you got to watch the series.
Yeah.
As far as the movie, I mean,
that's Stanley Kubrick all the way, baby. Yep. But so the TV series, I think it was filmed in the early 90s. That one's filmed at the Stanley Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go over there, you're saying like, what would you do in Colorado? As a horror fan, yeah, knock that out of your list, man. So this episode, we talked about the devil all the time.
Inside my asshole.
I can't remember the name. We talked about the devil all the time. We talked about movies. We talked about all sorts of cool stuff. We gave away a can of beans to our friend, Jamie Escamilla. And now...
What are we going to give away next time, Kevin?
Next week... next week. Yep.
On the next episode.
We're going to give away a big pop-up pickle, which is A
A
single.
big pop-up pickle?
They do got my pickle.
Yep, it's a single pickle in one bag.
Big
You say
pop-up pickle.
pop-up pickle or pop-up?
Papa.
Papa, big Papa pickle.
Okay, they said a big
Papa.
pop-up pickle. Like it's like this pickle that just like...
call me Big Papa.
I like it when you call me Big Papa. We're gonna give away a pickle.
Pickle.
Give us a nickel. Yeah. Next episode, one pickle goes to somebody. So stay tuned and we'll find out
on
who
the
that
lookout.
is. Stay on the lookout and we'll let you know who wins it.
Okay. I'm also going to do a giveaway this week.
Oh shit!
And whoever we select next week is going to win a shard of Chris's foreskin.
An
When it-
entire shard of it?
Well, yeah, when it dries up and he peels it off,
Yeah.
we're going to mail that out to anyone here that's listening. It doesn't matter if you're from Australia, Iceland,
We don't care.
Greenland.
Yeah, we don't care.
We'll mail that out to you. And we'll make sure that it smells just as salty as it does if you smelt it right now.
It's original. Where are we getting my foreskin from?
Your foreskin, obviously. Where
Duh,
are we
stupid
gonna
ass.
get it from?
Come on,
Duh.
Chris.
Yeah.
Chris, sign us off, man.
Dude, come on.
Sign us off.
He doesn't even understand where his own foreskin is.
Yeah, he doesn't understand anatomy. He didn't take health class.
I know where foreskin comes from. I was hoping it was fake. I'm sorry.
No,
All right,
it's real.
everybody, thank you for listening. We will see you again next week. Yeah. Toodles.
Toodles.